Hi, welcome to another episode. In this section, we are going to see how to connecting with the SmartFox server with the zone. Because in the last video, we have seen that we are able to communicate with the SmartFox local environment. So this is what we have done in the last episode. Yeah, we have created one instance. We created a new server connection initiation. So in this one server connection, so we have added some listening and what other response event we are receiving from the server. We are catching that with these methods, and also we have logged in our from our Unity to check with this SmartFox server connection which we have established in the last session has been successfully connected with SmartFox server. Okay. Connector. So connector only coming. So which means our SmartFox not yet been initialized. Go to your SmartFox initialization location and start the SmartFox standalone, which will start backgroundly running our local server. It will help us to okay. Wait for 5 to 10 seconds, so it will be successfully finish and start its service. And okay, so you need to wait until server startup in this millisecond. Once you got this message, that means your server has been started with the host of 8080 and HTTPS is 8443. Okay, so now we are going and play again with the Unity. Okay, so we have connector. And also we have received one message from the SmartFox server that session has been created successfully. Okay, so now we are moving into next. So how we are going to log in with the SmartFox service. So before we proceed, what we'll do, I will just stop the Unity and go to our code section. So in the code section, we have already mentioned on login error as well as unlogin. So these two steps we need. So we will put one more log here. Logged in. Okay. So once we successfully get logged in, we can able to this message will be print over here. So before we start, we need one more query, sorry, one more function. So we once we successfully how to log in with this SmartFox server. So SmartFox service, we need to log in. We will make one private function. So private void method we are going to use to send login request. Close back here. Okay, so to send a login request, we can directly send like we need some procedure to connect with the SmartFox server. We need some ISFS object. So ISFS object equal to data. I'm just giving it name for data and equal to I'm initializing as a new SFS object. Okay. So with this data, we can able to send our login request. So what we would like to send, like our username and password. So we can validate the user password and username. Is the user is valid user. Once then we will allow to join our lobby then he can able to access our game features and functions and all the things. To be send the login request, first of all, we need to make one SFS request because we have already created this SFS. So SFS dot to send a request, just type send. So here you have an option to send request. So once we selected this in the open and close bracket, so now we need to reinitialize a new SFS 2x. So this SFS2x will request for login. So dot request. Once you make a request, it will comes request. And what are the request types we can able to make? You can find out here: ban user, ban mode, in the admin message request, and change room capacity. So we can also able to control our room from Unity as well. But we are not going to do all the changes from the Unity side, because for Unity side we are just making it for the client purpose. So we will do it from all these things in server side only. So this is a possible way you can make all these changes through Unity as well as. So now we are going to send the login request. So just click on the login request. So once you login request, what are the details we need? So first of all, we need a username. So this username we can just manually type of yeah, anything like John Manning. And after that, even this is only one detail is enough to log in. But if you have some like if you open our admin tools over here, so that's the first admin. Okay, this is our admin tool, and we're not yet logged in. But before the message, okay, now we have logged in our admin tool. Here in the zone section, so we have created only one zone, and the basic examples it's already created by this SmartFox. So what will happen? So if we just putting in a username, so we are not able to find which zone we have to join. So if we have a multiple zone in your SFS SmartFox engine, so we have to declare zone also. So once after typing the username, you just put one more comma. So it will ask you password. While we doing the custom login, we can check it out. So as of now, just make it to blank string as a password. And one more thing, we need a zone name. So here we need to mention which zone we should connect. So what we'll do, we will make SFS dot current zone. So current zone means which we have already logged in with the SFS CRG. In this, we have declared a zone and port and host. So we will get a zone from this data. Okay, so now we are going to our Unity, and when we call this login, send the login request, we will send it when we successfully connected to the SmartFox. Okay, so now we are going to the Unity. Okay, and click on the play button. Okay, so now we have connected, but we didn't logged in properly because we have a logged in print over here, but still not. So in the here we have some error. So it is mentioned that custom login is on, but no extension is active for this zone. Okay, so while we creating this zone, we have made one option like in the zone monitor section, just monitor edit section, and in the zone section, we can go to the edit. Here you can see we have enabled the custom login option. Due to this, we can able to log in because as it is a default way to proceed with login, but now we have to make disable this option, or else we have to modify our code according to the custom. So what we will do now I just disable it and submit and close it, and just restarting the SmartFox server once again, and we will check again with our login request. Okay, so now we have logged in successfully as we got a message. Even if you go to here and yeah, here it is mentioned, see, user login zone Ludo and username is John. So John we have typed here. And even if you go to the admin panel, the admin tools, if you log in, the same username and the password. So the username will be show there also. Okay. See, in the Ludo zone there is one user. The count is 1. And if you click inside that, that's a lobby room is there, but lobby room have 0 user. So where this user currently? This user currently in the zone not had joined any of room. So to join our lobby, so we need to send the user when we receive a login request from the Unity. So we will validate our username and password, then we will send it to the lobby room from the backend. So that we will do here now. So what we'll do, just here it is showing one user connector. So if I disconnect from the Unity, so it will come 0 again. So currently it is a 2-second interval. Okay. Yeah, and also here you will get some notification if we do some proper way of logout request. So it will give proper way. So now it gives 0 because we have disconnected from the server zone, because there's an idle time also be here. So if you go I'm sorry, if you go to the zone and even in the zone controller configuration, so here it is mentioned some of here the idle time, maximum idle time. So it will allow user to wait until 120 seconds to able to reconnect, then it will be disconnect from the user from the server side. So you can modify according to your bit. So now we are going to do a custom login, so we can able to verify the username and password, then we will process that user to the lobby room. What we will do, I will just again enabling the custom login, and what I'm going to do now, submit. Once you got this have been updated successfully, then cancel it. Then stop the SmartFox instance, and then go to the core section. Okay, so in the core section, what we will going to do, so we will declare our data. So data dot put so text. In this text, we will make this is as a so username. So what is the username we are going to make? Comma, and the string value same. John. So John is a user value and username I'm declaring. And what we need, data dot put. Again, I'm going to use here date and time for text, and we make a password. So password and a comma. Password we are going to make it like 1 2 3 4 5 6 simply. So how we send this data to here? So once after you entering the zone, just make it one more comma, so it will ask you ISFS parameter. So here we will send our data. Okay, so from the Unity section we have successfully done. So whenever now we need one receiver, right? So because from the Unity side we have successfully sending our request that we are the new user going to join to our SmartFox server. But what the SmartFox server should receive that data and verify it from the server side. For that, you just open your NetBeans. In the NetBeans, there is a fresh NetBeans, and here we are going to make one extension like a new project. So we will create that new project, and which project we are going to create is Java with Maven. Okay, so basically it is an form project, so we are going to create. Just select it and give it to the next, and the project name we are giving as a Ludo server and finish. Okay, so this is our main project. So here, so we have a model and a dependence. So we will add our create new model. It is like Java with Maven. So fresh model we will create, okay, with the Java, and we will make it name Ludo extension. Okay, then finish it. Okay, so now we have a Ludo extension here in this source package. So we have a one by default created like the com.mycompany.load extension. So this is a folder name, so whatever folder you need you can make it. So I'm just creating one more folder called just make it com as it is com jc game, and Ludo extensions. Okay. So now we are just deleting the old one, and here we can create Java classes. So what type of classes we are going to create? First of all, we need a main controller called like zone extension. So what we will do, zone extension, whenever the new user joining to our game from front end to back end side, so what we will do, we will get that detail from the zone, because whenever new user connecting, so we are just here only it will be we are able to access that user's data. So for that we will make as a zone, and we will giving it as a name as well as extension, whatever. This is the default one. Make sure that you putting the right, and just we finish it. And okay, so here one more file duplicating and just deleting this also. Okay, so now we have a extension class over here. What this class will do, whenever new user join, we will verify it or we will check. So we will extend this method through SFS extension, because we are sending the we are using the SFS extension. So if you want access the SFS data, so you must use the extents with SFS extension variable. So it is showing us some error because we have we need to insert the import the necessary files. Make sure that you have a necessary files, and also make before that it is spelling mistake or whatever extension. So once we click here, so we have some nothing is option. So let me confirm that. Okay. So okay, so now okay, now we need one more okay, whenever we declare new class like one extension or whatever the name is, so we need some override mission, because always so we need some main function called public void init, and this is the main function whenever this extension call or whenever new user whenever we start our SmartFox extension, this inside this method, whatever the functions is there and what are the details we have to verify, everything will be happening here. So this function is called automatically the init function according to the Java. So what we will do now, in here we will do one more step, that because we have already successfully joined in our zone section, but we need to verify our password and send that user to the lobby to be joined, or once we receive the login request. So how are we going to find out which request we are receiving? Because from the Unity we are sending here, we are declaring that is we are sending the login request. So what we are going to do, we will make one listener, so that is called add event, the same way we have done in the Unity. Add event handler here. Okay, so in the add event handler, we will declare what are the event we are going to make. So first of all, we are going to make SFS event type. What are the event type we have here? Okay, once we put on the user, we are not receiving anything. We'll just put it on a semicolon, and let's see. Okay, so in the SFS event type, there are multiple event type is available, like login or user logout. Okay. Due to some two file need to be import, because we are unable to getting it. Once we import that files, then we can able to access remove this error, as well as we can able to access all the event types from the SFS instance. What are the two files we need? First of all, we will go into the dependency and right click it, add dependency. Here we need a group ID. So this is what basically we have to create versions from the dependency. So we will just make it com.smart for server, and the artificial ID should be, we need two files. One is sfs2x, this one, and the version should be, make it as a 1.0. and add. Okay, so same, we need one more file, that com.smart for server. Maybe it will get late in your system. Okay, so be patient until you really type. And this artificial ID should be SFS2X hyphen core, and the version will be same 1.0, and just set it at. So now we have here two dependencies, so we need to install it manually. So from where we need to install manually, because it's just right click and select the manual install artifact and browse. So this is where the location you are installed the SmartFox. So my installation location is C user and the Dell. Inside that SmartFox server 2x installation location, where we use here the standalone, like in the library, if you go here, you will get the SmartFox SFS2x, and these two jar file we need to be import in the NetBeans. So if you go to the SFS and here select the lib option, and this one, make sure the name is matching SFS2X and SFS2X, and select and install locally. So it will install it from your local, and the small warning symbol is gone here. So, and all the necessary files has been imported manually. The same way we have to do for the core, install manually and browse it, and the location should be the same place, and here you need to select SFS2X-core and select it and install manually. Okay, once we successfully install manual, so make sure that there is no any warning symbol here, and all necessary files has been installed. And if you go here and click here the one more option is came now, add import SFS extension. So once we click that, so we are able to access now these two dependency files, and what are the files and events and API, we will get it here. So if you click on dot option over here, now we can able to access all extension methods. Like in the event method, now we need user login. So once we, now we have added an event handler to for the user and login, but we need one declare one class for that. So login controller, which we are making, so we'll put in login request and dot class. Okay, so now we need to create one more folder. This is the same name, com.jc games, we have already mentioned the com.jc. What are the name you need, you can make it. I'm just putting my own company, and ludo request. So here, by doing this kind of method, what we will do, so we will separate our extension methods, Java class here, and request handler Java class over here. I just copy this name and create one more Java class inside that request handler folder and paste that name over here, and finish it. But still some bugs there, so new folder creating with the same name. So what we'll do, we will delete the one which is empty. Okay, now we have a login request handler here. So whenever we receive in the user login from the Unity server, we receive a event here as a user login. As before I mentioned that we are sending login request. So once we declaring here login request, so this event will trigger. Okay, when in this event is triggering, so it will go to this login request handler class. Class means that script. Okay, so we need to import that script also. Once you click, so import the login event handler script from Ludo request handler folder. So now what we need to do here. So here we will make our all necessary checking of username, password and data what we are receiving from the Unity client side, the most probably. So we will verify here and access, giving access to the right person, and then we will move that user to the lobby section. The lobby section is our main uh, where the all player togetherly connect in that place. From there you can access whether you want to play Ludo games or checking some details, or else he can create a room, private room, and ask his friend to client a room. So we will do that in step by step. So first of all, in this method also we need one extend um, method. So what we are extend here, the base server event handler. Okay, so this method we are going to handle all requests from that package. Okay, so for that properly we need to initiate one main function, that is override, because the default method is need to be override, then only we can able to access it. So we will create void, and we the name should be handle server event, and open and close bracket. These are the default methods, so make sure that you are using the same way spelling what I'm using. First event, and as an event. Okay, so this is the method. So once you click here, we need to, in that particular we need to import, but the due to some spelling mistake. Okay, so if we click and we need to import the SFS v2 option, and for this we need okay, leave it as it is. So in this, inside that, here also have made a small mistake here. So if we click on it, okay, make sure the spelling is all right. Okay, so now the both error is gone, and here here we need to be override this function, so we need override annotation for that, and here also we need override annotation because we are overriding the default function. So now we need the data what we are sending from here. So now we are sending the text, which means string data, in the name of username, and the value is John. So what we are doing now, we will create one string method over here, string username equal to from this event. Okay, this event, make sure copy that, and that event dot get parameters. We need a parameters for that. What parameter we need? Already we received SFS event param from event param dot login. So these are the params by default SFS side store or username in this param. So we need a user of username, and the same way we are we should get a password string password is equal to e1 dot get parameters of SFS e1 param dot the password should login password. Okay, so these two parameters we are sending from the Unity side in the name of username and password. Okay, so now what we will do, we will do one more thing, additional function for that. By default, these two parameters we are getting from here as well as here, the password, not from this data format. Okay, by default we are getting here and here, not from here. But still, we if we need another verification, like example, uh, if we are want to control the version, so what version, the game version, and the MAC ID for more security purpose, and if the right person is joining from the right place, so all any other details, so we can get it from that. So we just confirming it that this is string method we should receive. So the login name, username, password. So if you command it and if you're sending it, so we will receive this from here. And also we can take it from here as well if you separately sending. But fortunately, there is two method we can able to get it from here also. But the reason we are getting from here because this is a secure way. So even we can get this same method by this through way. So the another method we will also see from here because the current password is nothing. Okay. And if we need to get from this location, so we will do it in a little bit later. As of now, we will just command it and we will get the data from here by default method. Okay. So now we got backend, we have a username as well as password. So what we will do now, if username dot, we will check with that length. If the length is 0, or else if the length is maybe smaller than 3, so we will decline its access to login, or else we will make that user to join in the login. Okay, so these two methods we will check here. We will check and complete with this video. Then we will next video we will straight into the next methods and more detail about the basic require of the project. Okay, how we will check that the username length is smaller than 3 or bigger than or equal. So we will do one thing, we will first frame all username. Then we will check the length of the string data. Okay, so once we trim, then we will check the length. If the length smaller than 3, maybe 2 or 1, if it is, then we will give some error. So that error will tell some exception. So what we will do here, we will manually throw some error that here throw new SFS login exception. So what exception we are manually throw here? Get username valid. Okay. So this exception we are going to throw. Okay. So now, in case username is less than this. Okay. So now what we will save and this as well. And make sure all these things you have done. We are just in the zone section. We are just listening the login request. Once we receive the login request, we are throwing it. If this is not, if it is in a correct format, then what we will do, we will get the room. Okay, so what we will do, we will get the room. So the room need, so which room we are going to transfer our user to, that room we need. So room equal to, how we get the room from the SFS, because SFS side we have only created one room and we need to be get that room. So for that, need to put okay. Okay, now we need get parent extension, open and close bracket, and dot. So once we put dot, then we will get parent zone and then dot. Then get room. Here two option is the room by ID or room by name. So we are selecting room by name. The name we use, already we have created the lobby. Okay, this is the static method so we are using, because whenever the new user is joining, so we are directly sending him to the lobby, not anywhere. So this method is not going to be changed from this place. We make it this as a static method. And one more thing, so once we need to transfer user from zone to lobby or any other room to another room, so we have some basic methods that so small, we need to create small for server dot instance. So we need to create SmartFox instance for that. To access that is extension. So once we put dot, so we are not getting, that means we are making some issue. And yeah, here is SmartFox. We need to be at input SmartFox server. Then we put dot. So we will get an option for get instance, and again one more dot. So get API manager and dot get SFS API and dot. So here you will get all the methods. So if you want to ban a user, so ban user, change room capacity. So everything we can able to do by server what we have previously checked with the client side here with the room. Okay, so now what we are going to do, join room. So dot join. So join, there are three types of join room. Is that one is if it is joining from the zone, so he is not already joined any other room, then we can use the first one. So which user and which room. And second one is we can do some more advanced level, which means the first the username, second which room we need to join, and third is a password, and fourth last join. If already joined any other room, do you want to remove from that room also? So you can put it on true or false, and which room we need to mention here. And one more option is that sorry, that for the spectator. So if you want to join as a room as a spectator mode, so if you want as a spectator, so make it this boolean value is true, and if you want to leave the last join room, then make sure that mention that room. But currently we are going to use the first one. So user, the user what we receiving heard from the user, and that room, the room which we have found here. So these are the methods. Okay. So now we are getting error in the user, but which user we are transferring? So as of now, SFS Smartfox server, we need to declare who is user. So user, the same way we are getting the user also, like we get room. Just make sure capital U user and make it small user equal to the same uh, get parent extension and that get parent zone parent in the zone we will get the user the same way user by id and user by name. So we are getting user by name, the name is username. So we receive, now we got user as well. Okay, so this method we are transferring our user from zone to the lobby. So this must be add some try and catch and also we will add try and catch exception over here. Okay, so what we will do now, the all the necessary things we have. So as of now, we have not any criteria check for the password. We have checked only the username. Whether the username length below is 3, then we are throwing error. If it is greater than 2, then we will transfer our player to the lobby. So what we are going to do now, we are just uh, right-click and building, clean and build or build with dependencies. Okay, so next I'm just stopping the Smartbox server. Once it's successfully done, and make sure which location you have created this project. It is in the document NetBeans Lulu server side. So I'm just moving into then the document NetBeans project Lulu service. Here we have our extension as well as some. So yeah, so what we do, go to your Smartbox installation location right here, and in the extension you just create, right click and create one folder called Ludo, just Ludo extension. Okay, so inside this folder copy this one and paste it. So make sure that you created one folder called Ludo extension, and inside that you put the extension file which we have built now from the NetBeans. Now we turn on our Smartbox service. Sorry. Service. Okay. And once we turned on, also move into the admin tool. In the admin tool, we need to assign our class, extension class to that zone. So we go to here. Here our zone is there. Click, select your zone and edit. And in the zone extension, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4th tab, so you will get the folder's name. Okay, the folder's name is not coming. I need to check. Maybe I have given a wrong name. Extension. Okay. Actually, the folder name should be come here, but it's not coming. So what is the reason? Make sure that you have the extension name should be properly. we check again with that room. Okay, now we have a folder named load extension, and inside that we have only two script is there classes. One is zone extension and one is login request handler. These both are we have created. So I'm just selecting the login extension, submit it, and once updates have been updated successfully, then cancel it, and also restart your SmartFox. Okay, once restarted, then check manually that the extension has been properly initiated or not. So if you go to the zone manager here and in the monitor section, in the zone extension, it should be mentioned that main class is zone extension. So now from the Unity, we will give one more custom login method, right? Yeah. So from that, we create play and okay, so now we have connected and but not yet joined. That some error is there. What is that error? Zoom low. Okay, join room login request and 38. So what is that? Null pointer exception. So we are getting. Okay, null pointer exception we are getting. That 38 is that either room or username the lobby and make sure that the lobby okay, everything is same. Okay, actually one more issue that check and revise the code and all the things. Actually we sending the login request, so we can able to check with the login purpose only. So if you want join room, so we need a separately one more additional script to be joined. The same method we have to create. Here we will create one more request handler that is called join room request handler. Join room request handler. Okay, so we will create it. This is a client side extension. Actually, this is my mistake. We need a client request from the joining the room from the client, because as we have mentioned here and join room, because I didn't thought. Okay, so nothing to worry. So we will just create one more handler that is also extend client. So this is a client request handler. So we need client request handler extension method over here, so we can able to join another room or client side any request and a extension request and what other request we are receiving from client. So we need to handle it from separate step. So just make sure that create one more script which is called client request handler extends method. In this method, let also initialize the method. So we must import all abstraction methods. So this is the method we need to be override. This method should be override. And what we need to override here. So we are receiving user. The same detail we need to copy it. I'm just going to copy this method and cut it, not copying, just cutting it, and I'm just pasting over here. Okay, so the user column I don't need because we have already receiving a user. Just we need to get a room and then join. Okay, now again rebuild, clean and build it. Okay, successfully built. Then we will get it from the document. It means project, go to service, load extension, and target. Inside the target, copy that and paste it to inside extension. Just copying the name. We will fix this issue, the name of the project, in the next video. Okay, so just this time we will manually editing that name. And now we are going to start our SmartFox instance. Okay, so here Unity, so we are sending some room join request, so we don't need this parameter anymore here. I just given some example. So we need to create one more function that is called send join room. So here we need a parameter and the data. No need any data. Just here instead of login request, we are sending join room request, and also we don't need anything. If we check here, we need object ID and a string password. The object ID should be like the room name. Make it as a null, no name, and okay. So we are sending the custom request, so we don't use to this method. Just command it. So we need one separate method like public void and extension request. Here we need a string of command called C, and so this S should be small letter, and the data type SFS. Yes. So these two methods we need. So what are the method we are going to send a server? We will do it through here. So as we need room for that, room equal to sfs dot last joined room we are getting, and we need extension request we are going to send. So extension request request equal to new extension request, and we need to send some fix that first. We need to send SmartFox extension request. For that, we are sending our command first, then the data what we are receiving from the user, and the room. So we have getting the room what we have lost join, and comma We make it as a force because we are not using UDP protocol. We make it as a force. And surface dot send the request here. Request. Okay, so through this method we are going to send. So just copy here and we are just commenting this section. Just using here, and we need command like join, and the data should be the data. Yeah. And one more thing we need to be okay. Okay, and here we need to put ISF. And one more thing, in our extension of zone, in this zone we need to add one more class because we have already added the login, but we are not added the join room request handler. So we need to add that event also, and that in the first event. But this is not, sorry, but this is not even handler. This is a request handler which you are going to use from the mindset. So request handler. So this is not SFS event type. We are just giving the name join room. The same name what we are mentioning in the client side. So join room. This command is very important. They should be matched, and we need to import that class over here. So now we rebuilding our project. So just turn off it. Okay, so before what we will do, we will right click our extension here, and we just removing that. One. Okay. And the name should be artificial name is S. So if you're making changes over here, so clean and build if you provide. So make sure that these changes will affect, I think it is affect, yeah, here. So just remove that. And one more method we have to solve that issue. So we will do it on next video. Okay, so I'm pasting here. Okay. Copy and paste it. Okay, now we start the instance location. Okay, so now we have sending our report joining data with room join. So SFS dot current zone. Okay, now we don't need current zone and username and password, or else it is giving some error. Okay, so okay, so here and comma, sorry, SFS current zone must need. Okay, I hope everything I have explained you detailedly. Once we log in successfully here, so we are sending request to join lobby. Once we successfully join any room here on join room, so we will print log here room join. Okay, so this will, through this method we will get to know that we have successfully joined our room. Okay, so now we going to our Unity and just playing Okay, so we have room joined successfully. So in the SmartFox also we have successfully joined room the lobby. And even if you go to the admin panel as a first section, admin. So here, so in the zone we have one user and in the lobby one user and the user name is John. So what we have here. So, and one more thing we can check that is even if we joining the room, the username less than 2 characters, we, we shouldn't able to join any room. So we will check that also. And I hope I have explained you everything in the detail. Even though if you have facing any issue or any, if you need to ask any question, you can use the Q&A session so I can handle. I will support through the Q&A section. So, okay, so now we are just connected but not logged in. So in the SFO, so now we have extension username not valid. So you can easily find username not valid, which we have created one custom error that is throw username not valid because it is less than 3. So everything as of now working is perfectly. So what we will do next, we will create into the next section with new options and how to create a room and how to in the game section. Before we need to go gaming section, we need to organize our environment because if you want to play with a random player or you want to play with this private room, so we need to create a private room, and according to that room we need to handle that how many users able to play 2 or 4 and if we need password or not. These are the next steps we have. So before we are directly jumping into the game logic, we must finish this server side logic. So in the next session we will see. Until then, just recheck all the codes and do some experiment work. Thank you.